This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Without the camera, we would have never known what happened.
Oh my gosh, this morning on Sunrise, what a way to find out a stranger breaks into your home. This woman discovered this guy on her security camera footage, tiptoeing around her house for 20 minutes while she slept. We're going to show you more of the creepy video. Plus,
the door was kind of left ajar, and they opened it up to find out that there was a whole bunch of stuff stolen off the front of the bus.
A softball team from Canada traveled here to Portland to play in a tournament. On the field, they were absolutely fantastic, but off the field, it was a different story, as the team fell victim to the city's growing crime issues not once, but twice.
well, a lot of our homeless crisis can be attributed to lack of affordable housing and rising rents, but now more units are set to open in Southeast Portland. We're going to show you around.
We do want to get to one quick note here before we jump into Chris McGinnis's weather forecast. The power is out this morning on Sauvie Island after a tree fell and knocked down power lines. So from a traffic standpoint, Northwest Sauvie Island Road is closed at Northwest Reeder Road. PGE says the power outage right now is affecting more than 1,000 customers. We're going to keep you updated on this throughout our show this morning. But again, the power out on Sauvie Island causing that traffic situation on Northwest Sauvie Island Road.
Yeah, not a fun way to start a Friday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. And gosh, the weather has just been perfect the last couple of days. We love it.
And we're going to cool it down just a little more after yesterday's 88. Today, even a little more comfortable. Let's get you out the door, give you the live look from our Stoller Vineyard camera. Isn't that pretty? That's really neat. Little high, thin cloud cover on the top of Mount Hood and a little bit more even just above it. The sun just a couple minutes from coming up. We are 62 now at PDX. Big picture across the state of Oregon. 53 Baker City, Pendleton checking in with 64, and the Dalles at 70. Central Oregon generally in the mid-50s right now. All right, the plan for today, brief morning clouds in the valley. They will be pretty stubborn at the coast, but eventually everybody breaks out into sunshine today. And as we mentioned, a little cooler than yesterday. Guys, I've got us topping out at 81. This afternoon.
Looks perfect. All right, Chris, thank you. Hey, big developing news this morning from the Washington Post. It turns out the FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-A-Lago home was to recover classified nuclear documents that he and his team allegedly took from the White House with them to Florida. Experts in classified information saying that unusual search means there is deep concern among government officials about the type of information they thought could be located at Mar-A-Lago and potentially in danger of falling into the wrong hands. Mar-a-Lago has infamously low security when it came to the president. There were numerous security breaches of people sneaking in and getting too close to Trump while he was president. Trump, meanwhile, saying he encourages the release of any documents and warrant found related to the search of his home. He wants the release of that search warrant, which would show the criminal status of what's ahead. So stay tuned. Well, this next story, one of many people's worst nightmares. A stranger sneaks into your home while you're asleep. And the woman who this happened to in Northeast Portland, she only found out about it when she looked at her security camera footage.
And when she looked at that footage, it appeared as though the guy absolutely knew he was being recorded, but it didn't stop him. KGW's Alma McCarty talked to the woman who says at this point, she just wants to help get this guy off the street.
Talk about an unwelcome guest.
Without the camera, we would have never known what happened.
Misha Pierce said this burly man with a beard walked right into her Northeast Portland apartment late at night last weekend.
He just peeks in, looks around, and just walks down the hallway and goes into my son's room and shuts the door.
Minutes later, the man heads out with a backpack and pillowcase.
His virtual reality headset, his Nintendo Switch, like, just so frustrating, like stuff that people work hard for.
A camera meant to keep an eye on the dog instead watched the thief in action, capturing the moment the intruder realizes he's likely been noticed.
He goes like this and comes back in the view of the footage, like covered his face. Yeah, he put on a mask halfway through.
Pierce said she slept through it all and her dog didn't wake her. Timestamps showing the intruder was inside for 20 minutes.
Makes me shake thinking about it. But yeah, it's just like, what if? What if her barking would have woke me up and I would have woke up to a man in my hallway? What if, you know, he would have came in my room?
Thankfully, he didn't. And Pierce chalks up the whole thing to bad timing. Her teenage son left the front door unlocked because he didn't want to wake his mom to get the key.
My poor son, he feels so bad because he knows that he should have locked the door and just came and grabbed the key or what have you. But I also don't want to put that blame on him because that's something that people should know better. You don't just open someone's door and go in, whether they're home, whether it's locked, unlocked, or what have you.
Portland police confirm they're investigating. Pierce giving them these images, but also going public in the hopes someone will turn this guy in.
Like all of Portland kind of knows who you are and has seen your face. So rather than running all day, every day, like turn yourself in, give back the stuff you have if you still have it, and use this as a lesson to be a better person.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Yeah, that is a crazy story. This next one, a sad story for a softball team from Canada who traveled here to Portland to play in a tournament, and they were hit not once, but twice by thieves. So we're going to show you right now a look at this team cheering during a tournament at Delta Park in North Portland last weekend. It was after their game on Sunday, though, when they went back to their bus, that they found it was broken into. They had backpacks on the bus filled with money, personal items. Even the girls' passports were in those backpacks, and all of it was gone.
The kids that lost stuff had the moment of kind of panic and that. So then it would just kind of like, okay, don't worry about the stuff right now. Let's console the girls and make sure everybody's okay.
There's more to the story because the day before that bus break-in, someone stole the bus's catalytic converter while it was parked outside a Holiday Inn Express near the airport. So here's the deal. Anyone with information about either of these crimes is asked to help out by contacting Portland police.
Let's talk about catalytic converters because cops in Beaverton have taken down a massive crime ring involving them. Officials say they got the top people involved in trafficking tens of millions of dollars worth of the stolen car parts. This investigation has been going on for more than a year. Authorities say the operation was centered in Lake Oswego, but it was really working up and down the West Coast. The alleged ringleader, 32-year-old Brandon Doyle, arrested at a rented lakefront home in Lake Oswego. Police say he trafficked over 44,000 stolen catalytic converters in just a year and a half, and the estimated street value of those is $22 million.
They were renting a summer lake house. I think it's important to note that the defendants in this case were living a nice life. And they were doing so because they were stealing catalytic converters from people or receiving stolen catalytic converters from people.
Yeah, it is one of the most stolen things in the Portland metro area. So far, 14 people have been charged in this case. And look at this, Beaverton police showing off just some of the evidence to us. These are 1,000 catalytic converters. It's just a fraction of those stolen and resold, and it's all because of the small but really valuable precious metals that are found inside of them. Police say across 7 locations, they seized hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, a high-end car, and jewelry. Well, this morning, construction on a new affordable housing complex is underway in southeast Portland. A groundbreaking ceremony was held yesterday at the Canopy Apartments on Powell Boulevard. It's 169 units. They'll have communal amenities like a courtyard with a playground, a dog washing station, and a donation pantry for people to share food.
People don't have housing, and you can say mental health, it will help solve it, but if we had more affordable housing, that absolutely helps solve the condition.
That complex expected to be done in late 2023.
Man, oh man, people in Eastern Oregon had themselves a weather situation yesterday. We're talking about supersized hailstones falling during a storm in Eastern Oregon. Parts of the Wallowa area got pummeled. Power was out there, vehicles and homes damaged. This video we're showing you was sent to us from a KGW viewer, and it shows some spots that really look more like wintertime than the middle of August time. Chris McGinnis, I know the first time you saw this video, your eyes were glued to that TV like, man, that is an impressive August storm.
You see him bouncing like you just hit a golf shot,
like golf balls. Yeah, green. So it takes, I was just kind of Googling here to kind of look at the Weather Service hail speed or hail size and updraft indicators, right?
Okay.
It takes about a 60 to 65 mile an hour updraft in a thunderstorm to generate golf ball size hail.
Wow.
And that's something.
Did they have any warning that was coming? something
Yeah,
that severe.
There were storms in the forecast for Eastern Oregon yesterday. And in fact, there are again some today, but not to that magnitude. So I'm happy to tell you folks out there that if we do get wet there, it won't be nearly to that strength. But here's what the satellite radar loop looks like. We'll take it back 18 hours ago yesterday afternoon. And then there you go. Boom. There goes the thunderstorm activity out over the Blues and the Wallowas of northeastern Oregon. So a wild day yesterday, not nearly as intense today, but the Storm Prediction Center does outline, well, that darker green area across northern Idaho and Montana will be under the severe threat. At least a slight chance of thunderstorms in northeast Oregon today. All right, let's switch gears and give you the live look from our Stoller Vineyard camera. This gets prettier by the minute here from our Stoller Vineyard camera in Dayton, the silhouette of Mount Hood, a little bit of a cloud cap there and some high thin overcasts as well. Sun up actually occurring right about now. I thought I'd also show you this. You can barely make out Mount Jefferson in the distance there. There it is right there. There's the tippy top of Mount Jefferson. This is from our Timberline camera. It's a little hazy out there with some wildfire smoke from the Cedar Lake fire. Locally, air quality is good. Portions of Deschutes County, though, reporting some moderate air quality with some smoke. All right, west side of the state, little morning cloud cover today. Otherwise, that burns off, and we should have a really nice-looking Friday afternoon, and a little cooler, too, as the flow turns onshore. Yesterday, we were 88. Today, not nearly as warm. 62 right now, and Futurecast has the Willamette Valley generally in the lower 80s this afternoon. Longview hits 77, Astoria in the upper 60s. Hot weather reserved for the eastern part of the state today and probably tomorrow as well. All right, let's fast forward into the weekend. The weekend forecast looks great. The clouds tomorrow, Saturday morning, will probably last significantly longer than today. So it may be, 11, 12 o'clock before we see sunshine on Saturday, but it looks good. Sunday, full sunshine, warmer. And guys, I'll step out of the way. I know we've been kind of watching what could have been another heat wave next week, and it still looks warm. But the models have backed off the intensity of the heat just a little bit. I still think we're looking at 3, 4 90-degree days. Wednesday at this point still looks like the hottest day next week.
Whew. All right, Chris, thank you so much. Hey, still to come on Sunrise, an inclusive basketball camp has returned in Beaverton. We'll take a look at their summer program made for all abilities.